Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my brothers and sisters. I am here, with my brother.
Assalamu alaikum, Justin. We are here with Jembo as well.
Yes, sir. Jembo is the one that's behind the scenes doing all the magic. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
We are very grateful for him.
Yes.
May Allah reward him.
Yeah, he's done all the work in the background, the editing, recording,
indeed,
all that, setting up all the microphones,
counting the that. My job title, but I have to add it. It's like counting how many times.
Yeah. In the comments, if y'all watch the video, oh my God.
Well, hold on. Yesterday we had that convo.
Yeah.
And you guys, that's so funny because whenever we're talking behind the cameras, Mama doesn't say
That's true.
But whenever it comes here, it's like, I feel
like I say it like a lot though. Have you noticed that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much, right?
I don't feel comfortable. So like in the more episodes that we do, I say it less and less. Alhamdulillah.
I hope so.
Inshallah.
Yeah. I think people in the comments have to count and then put in the comments.
Put in the comments and then we'll pay Jembo. Maybe he'll give me a 50% off discount.
And then whoever put the right guest, he can be we should host him in the next episode. Count them. If you got the right amount, I'm gonna host you for the next
episode. We're gonna talk about something, inshallah.
People got that electronic sabha counter and it's okay.
Whoever has the most number, that's how much we'll pay them for the episode.
That's what we should do.
Out of Mamadou's pocket though.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Alhamdulillah. So we here again for another episode. We're going to be talking about marriage, inshallah, getting more deep into the topic, inshallah. We have Jembo here. He's going to spit some knowledge and, speak to us about things that he noticed, things that he does in his life as far as looking for a spouse, inshallah, and the importance of everything and taking your time, inshallah, to find the right person. So, we're gonna start by just asking you about what do you look for in a spouse when you're getting married and stuff like that.
Yes,
that's a tricky question.
Yeah. What should you look for, as a Muslim?
As a Muslim, okay. Now it's more specific.
Yeah.
So there is a hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu said, "Tunkah al-mar'a li-arba'a." Is like you do the nikah or you marry the woman for four things. The most important one is dinaha, her religion, how religious she is. One of your duties to your kids,
before they were
born, that you should find the right mother for them. Because basically, the wife will spend more time with the kids more than the man. So finding the right one, the good one, that means you're gonna have good kids at the end. So I believe the most important thing that you have to, or the first thing that you have to look for is how much religious she is. People say the halal to haram ratio, that people should be compatible. It's I do this, I do that. You have that balance. So you should find a person that is having that same halal to haram ratio, let's say. But the most important thing that you have someone who's religious, who will protect you, protect your family, who will save you from hellfire, because this is a decision that can lead to either Jannah or Nar. In dunya and akhirah as well. She can make your life hell, and then you're gonna go to the hell right after. So imagine. So either you're gonna have Jannah in the dunya and akhirah, or you're gonna have Jahannam in dunya and akhirah at the same time.
Okay.
That's why you have to be picky. You have to choose wisely. People say finding a good wife is harder than finding a parking spot in Manhattan. Which is wallahi, that's true.
Yeah.
But be picky. Take your time. Find the right one. Her religion is this is the most important thing. لِمَالِهَا وَجَمَالِهَا وَنَسَبِهَا is for her wealth, her family, and her beauty. You should take those stuff in consideration as well. You're not gonna marry someone that you think, or you don't like her, you think she's not beautiful based on your standard or something. And the same nasabiha maliha, her wealth and her family, because you're not marrying only one person, you're marrying a family. So you should also check the family, how good they are, how bad they are, either religious, what their background, what they do, You don't want to marry someone like her family is like an Italian gang or something.
Yeah.
If you make her angry, they're gonna come and kidnap you.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah. But I think that'll be good. Like you make sure like you're not gonna annoy her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of the four things, I'd say like her deen is the most important thing for you, for her, and for the kids.
Okay.
So how would you say like if you want to find out about their deen and the family's deen, how would you go about finding that out? You know.
You ask.
Okay.
It's like, for example, you said before that one of the, I'm not sure if it was you or Mughal, that says one of the questions that you can ask is like, when was the last time you pray Fajr?
Yeah, that was Justin. Yeah,
I keep editing, so I forgot who said what, but I remember what I've been said. So like, asking like, when was the last time like you pray Fajr in time, for example? Or you say like how many juz of Quran you memorize. Do you pray on time? Do you pray in the masjid? Do you participate like in any activities in the masjid? Those kind of questions can give you like an overview of like how religious she is. It's like, what masjid do you go to? It's like, I don't go to masjid at all.
Okay.
It's like, do you pray? Sometimes, occasionally, in the Eid. And then you can ask them, it's like, I pray in that masjid, I volunteer over there, I teach kids like Islamic studies and so on. So you should ask those kind of questions that can give you like an idea about that person. And also you should be that person you're looking for yourself. One of the videos that I made, it says, إِذَا أَرْتَى فَاطِمَةَ كُلَّهَا عَلَيْهِ. If you want to marry someone who have the same manners as Sayyidina Fatima, you should have the same manners as Sayyidina Ali. It doesn't make sense that you don't pray at all or you don't fast. And you want someone like she's niqabi, she prays and she memorizes the whole Quran. That doesn't make sense. You should start by yourself first. So you should, whatever manners you want to have in your partner or in your wife, should have it in yourself, and you should be looking for the same things. One of the most important thing that I always say, don't change the person, but change the person. Don't go to a girl, she's not wearing hijab, for example, and fall in love with her and then keep fighting for her to wear hijab. That can happen, and that can be good for you. Like, okay, you got all the good deeds, you got all the hasanat because you made her wear hijab. But that's like a 50% chance that I think she's gonna wear hijab.
I heard like, sorry to cut you off, but like I heard something about this before, where somebody had said that they had married someone that wasn't a hijabi, and then she became hijabi for the person, and then when they had an argument, she would take off the hijab because she did it for him, she didn't do it for herself. So if she's mad at him, she's gonna take it off because she's not doing it with her own heart.
And the same thing about the reverts. I know a lot of people who were born and raised Muslims or born Muslims and marry reverts. Alhamdulillah, like all the marriage was successful except one, because the girl, she wasn't a Muslim, but she only reverted to Islam just because of the man. So like she did that only because of him, and whenever I had like the first fight, it's like, you know what, I hate you, I hate Islam, I'm gonna be a Muslim anymore. So I remember that last day when we were talking about reverts and so on. I was like, if you wanna marry a revert, make sure like she's been a revert for like a couple of years, like she's convinced of Islam, and she took like all those challenges. I forgot what was the question.
I mean, you gave us a lot of information, alhamdulillah, you know. But I wanna, get into more in depth of when you was talking about what you need to be as a man in order to attract a pious woman. Like let's talk about just steps that a man needs to take in his own personal life and growth within Islam before looking for a woman of a certain stature.
Okay, as I said, the halal to haram ratio. For example, if you wanna marry a good one, it should be a good one. Should be a good person. If you wanna marry someone who like hang out, she like go to parties and so on, you're gonna be doing the same. Because I know someone who's like, I go to the bars to find a good wife. As we're gonna found a wife, not a good wife, or a good wife based on your standards.
Okay.
Because I don't wanna like say that 100% this will happen, but like 99% you won't find like girl that prays. She's a good religious, like she goes to the bar or to the club or something. So whatever you wanna have you should do it in yourself. That's why I said like start with yourself. Because if you're not someone that prays, you're gonna pray like you're gonna search in the masjid. If you're not someone that parties and go to gigs, you're gonna pray in like you're gonna find like in there in like parties or clubs and so on. So whatever you want to do, start with yourself. Search in the right place. Because a lot of people search on the wrong place. It's like, yeah, let me go to that social. Yeah, Arab people hang out, Muslim people hang out. But do you wanna marry someone that hang out like in a mixed group? If your answer is yes, okay, you're in the right place. If your answer is no, then you're in the wrong place. So whatever you want, whatever you attract, make sure you're searching in the right place, and make sure you are the right person. As I've mentioned, if you are a person that go to parties and go to gigs, okay, that's good for you, but don't go search in the masjid. And the other way around, if you're religious, you shouldn't go to like parties and gigs, search for a wife over there. Because again, this is a lifestyle. It can change, but it cannot change. So don't convince me that you're gonna, you know, like, oh, we used to make jokes about this, about that guy who's like super religious, and then he's gonna go to this wife girl he found on the street and gonna convert her to Islam. She's gonna be married. She's gonna be Muslim. They will be married and gonna have a happy life. Yeah, that can happen, but chances are so low.
Yeah, and then a person could like get impatient because they decided to go for something less than what they, you know, meet their standards basically, right?
Exactly.
And they can also, I feel like in a way, it can also be a burden on someone, and it can also cause a person to be sinning in a way because they might try to force someone to do something that they're not comfortable doing. And I know I heard about this hadith by the Prophet where he said the woman is like a rib, and if you straighten the rib, you're like basically like you break the rib. So like the woman is like a rib, you know, rib is curved, you can't straighten the rib.
Exactly. Yeah, you can make it straight. If you're gonna make it straight, you're gonna break it.
Yeah. So it's like you have to, if you want to choose a woman that's religious, then you know, marry the religious woman rather than picking a woman that you want to make religious, right?
Because marriage itself, when Allah mentioned marriage, you see, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ, it's like a miracle. That two people that don't know each other, at some point, they will be like the most closest people to each other. Because think about it, like when the people first meet, they might not even know the names of each other. But then the bond will get stronger, and they will know like all the secrets, they will know everything. That the married people will know about each other more than their parents. So marriage is about, it's a lot of fights, it's a lot of, let's say, adapting to the other person. So you're trying to minimize those things that you guys are going to disagree about. For example, I like to, I'm an outdoor person. Yeah, I can go along with like an indoor person. But there are things like, yeah, you can like sometimes say, okay, I accept it, I don't accept it. There's like some slight stuff that you can change about the person. But don't go to a person that like drink, for example, and try to convert her or him to not drink. Because that's their lifestyle, that's what they love to do. That's why religion is very important, and the halal to haram ratio is very important. Because finding someone who's similar to you, that will save a lot of time. For example, you want someone that wear modest, like his hijabi, but if he's not hijabi, you have to fight for her to wear hijab, and then you have to fight for her to wear like loose clothes or like long clothes. So the less fights you're gonna have, the successful your marriage will be. The less things you'll disagree about, the better. That's way better than like have to fight about every single thing. That's why like if you're not married a Muslim, oh my God, that's a lot of fights. It's like, yeah, you shouldn't be kissing boys in the street, you shouldn't be drinking, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be doing that. Why are you doing that? And that's her lifestyle. So again, like you talk a person and you want to completely change him or her. That's why you should always find someone who's like having the matching things that you think about, or the matching, the same vibes. Halal to haram ratio. I don't like to say like halal to haram, the halal to haram ratio, but
I know what you mean. Like,
yeah, it's an important thing. Because everyone got that halal to haram ratio. How religious, or like let's say how religious you are. So you should find someone with the same vibes. Some stuff can slightly be changed, but not everything. And sometimes it's better to change the person. than changing the person.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. I feel like a lot of those ideals is kind of what we was mentioning a little bit, but now that you mention it more in depth, it definitely fits in and paints a better picture, especially for me, because sometimes the heart wants what the heart is not good for the heart, and that's why Allah made this religion perfect for us, because we should understand as believers that we don't know everything that's good for us, and only Allah knows what's good for us. So it's always good to, like, when you're getting married, pray to Allah and ask for a righteous spouse, and even there's the prayer
Istikhara?
Yes, there you go. My pronunciation ain't all the way, but stuff like that, to and leave it in Allah's hands and try and do the best you can. That's why Allah said through the blessed lips of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tie the camel. Right? Once you tie the camel, you leave the rest to Allah. So you just it's our jobs to do our part and then leave the rest to Allah, and let Allah take care of the rest. So definitely, what you mentioned is definitely, I feel like, what all people should take into consideration, Muslim or not, because fighting in a relationship is hard. It's not hard just on you, it's hard on the person, and it's hard on your children when you have children. So exactly. It's better to speak about how to resolve them situations, and in Islam, when you have Allah at the core of it, it definitely helps with those kind of situations. So yeah, alhamdulillah.
But yeah, that kind of thing, I think the story that someone asked the Prophet, should I just like tie, or like was that thing about the camel, should I just leave him, or I have to tie something?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing, that you have to do your best, and like starting by yourself, that's your part. That's what you can do. You're working yourself, because basically that's all what you can do right now.
Yeah.
And then Allah will do the rest. But if you're not being a good person at all, or if you're not like even trying, if you're not searching, then like no one will come to your door, like knock, like, hey, I'm a wife, are you ready? So you have to do your part, you have to be a good person, you have to search. That's what you can do. And the best thing about istikhara, that wherever result will happen, this is the good for you. So even though, like, if you're talking with someone, you prayed istikhara, and then things didn't go well, you'll be still happy. Yeah, you can be mad at some point, because you have a hope or something. Yeah, that's normal. But then at the end, that won't take too long, because you know that you ask Allah for help, you ask Allah for guidance, and Allah did this for you because this is bad for you. The dua of istikhara itself, you say, if it's good for me, keep it for me. If it's bad for me, فَاصْرِفْهُ عَنِّي وَاصْرِفْنِي عَنْهُ, like, get that thing away from me if it's bad for me. So subhanallah, like, whatever happens, you'll always be happy, you'll always be satisfied. Even though if things didn't go well, that's Allah's guidance for you. Allah took that person away from you, because you asked Allah, like, you literally said, Allah, if that's bad for me, put that person away from me. And Allah put that person away from you. So yeah, it's normal that you're going to have those emotions, you're going to be like sad for a while. But the most important thing, that this shouldn't be for too long, because at the end you're convinced that Allah did this for you. That wasn't bad. That was bad for you. That wasn't meant for you. So Allah prevented that bad thing from happening.
Yeah. And Allah knows best, because there could be instances where we think, like you said, like we want, the heart has emotions, and we may think this is better for us.
Yeah.
But Allah knows that whatever pain that we're going through, there's always the ease on the way. Like also a hadith that Sheikh Abdullah had spoke about. I don't know if you recall from like the revert class. Oh, Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. We were just talking about that before we started.
Okay.
When he was in the well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when how like the hardship came when he was stuck in the well, but the people who were traveling that saved him from the well, they had been on their way before
even he was thrown into the well.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. And I also like want to go back to when you said the situation when you leave it with Allah, and you talked about this our previous video, and you said everything for the Muslim is good. So maybe that, the state of hurt that you are in, is and is a weakness for you to return to Allah and become closer to Allah. And those are opportunities where when you look back at it in life, you're going to be grateful for, because it strengthens you as a person. It strengthens your relationship with Allah, and it got you to, it increased your iman, in a way, and that's going to be beneficial for you in the akhirah. So yeah, alhamdulillah.
So yeah, speaking of the story of Prophet Joseph when he was thrown into the well, we're talking about, just in case that people doesn't know the story, that we're just saying that Prophet Joseph, when he was thrown into the well, the people that saved him have already moved a couple of weeks or a couple of months, even before that incident happened. So the same thing, that when you, and even though like if this didn't happen to him, after they took him out from the well and he went to Aziz Masr, he became like the king of Egypt.
Yes.
So if you would think about that time, he was like, man, why Allah's doing this for me? Why my brother did this to me? Like, my brother was trying to kill me, and they throw me into the water well. And subhanAllah, Allah sent the rescue even before that thing happened to him. Those people like moved. And imagine if they moved like 1 hour early or 1 hour late. If they moved 1 hour early, like they already have passed before, after, like they wouldn't meet him. And if they moved like 1 hour late, maybe like he wouldn't survive into the well. So Allah sent them in the right time. They took him out, and all that story happened, and he went to jail and so on. And then what happened at the end? He became the king of Egypt.
SubhanAllah,
So yeah.
I want to talk about the story, since we're in the story of the prophets. I want to talk about Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and his dua when everything kind of fell apart once he left Egypt for the first time, and he was in a foreign land, and he reached out to Allah and asked for anything that Allah had good for him, and what came about, a wife and everything like that. I want to just touch on that, if you know the dua, because I know it, but like I don't.
The last Sayyidina Musa?
It's
when he so you remember when the story of Musa, when he killed the person by mistake, by pushing him because he didn't know his own strength. And Pharaoh, they found out that it was Musa that killed him, so he ran away. And he found the two women who were trying to get water from the well, and then he helped them, and then he sat in the shade of a tree.
Yeah, in the shade of a tree.
He asked Allah, if you have any good for me, I am surely in need of it, but I don't know how to.
Yes, Rabbi inni liman zalta ilayya min khayrin fikir.
Yes, that dua, because a lot of people, when they get married and they're looking for a wife, that's a dua that they recite, that they recommend, and I want to just.
And speaking of that story, that at the end he married one of the two girls.
Yeah.
But when the Quran mentioned those two girls, it said one of them was walking in shyness. جاءت أحدهم على استحياء. She was walking and she was so shy, and even though when they approached him, like he said, I wanna go with you, they said, we're gonna walk and you're gonna follow us. They didn't like walk next to each other or something. No, he was in front of them. And they were behind him, and said, we're gonna guide you, or I think we're gonna clap or something.
It was like throwing,
so that he knows like which direction he has to go to. So the thing why he married this girl, he didn't see her, he didn't see her family, he doesn't know how much money they have. But the thing that catch him was her deen, that she was shy. I was like, this that's what I'm looking for. So that's why, like, when I mentioned the four things, the hadith, I said like deen is the most important thing. If she has deen, then you can, even though she doesn't have money, if she's not the most beautiful one, her family is not the best, but she has deen, okay, this is the most important thing. But if she has everything but not deen, then That's a red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's one video by Mufti Mek. We do mention him a lot. May Allah bless him. He said like if you're looking for, when you're looking for a wife, and if she has deen, then you could just give her a 1, right? And if she has money, give her a 0. She has good family, give her a 0. She has good personality, give her a 0. That would make like what, 10,000, right? Mm-hmm. But if you take away deen, then it's just a million zeros. You know, so it's like it's meaningless when she doesn't have the deen.
So the deen, everything adds on when you have deen. Yeah, everything is a positive. Yeah. When she has deen. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Yeah, Justin, you have any closing remarks?
Also wanted to add another hadith that I had heard about as well.
Okay.
Correct me if I say it wrong, but it's I know like in English I believe the translation is like basically like asking Allah to bless us with good wives and for us to be a good example for others as well, right?
Oh,
it was I believe it's like Rabbana habna min azwajina.
Yeah. Because remember the other day when we were talking about that when person dies, his deeds will stop. Yeah. Unless like one of the three things, one of them was waladun salih yadu ala. And it can be like any random kid that is praying. Like I can pray for like my teacher, for example, or like my uncle. Yeah. But people were talking that the most important thing is having like the walad salih, the good kid, is to be your own kid, be your son that prays for you, like your son or your daughter. So like again, raising a good kid that can lead you to Jannah or can lead you to Jahannam. Because like back home when we see like a good kid, we make dua for his father that raised him in a good way. When you see like a little kid like leading salah or something, you make dua for his father that made this little kid leading salah, even though like he had like a lot of people who's older than him behind him. Yeah. So finding a good person that can raise a good kid, again, is very important for you. Because I know like non-Muslims, like one of the guys was complaining to me that his kid like hit him. Sometimes like he kicked him out from the house. And like these guys are almost like 60 something. So imagine like when it comes to Islam and it says how we should always respect our parents, how we should always like agree whatever this is unless unless they ask you like to not be a Muslim. Yeah. So subhanallah, when you think about all of those things, when you think about the effect of deen that can turn again your life into hell or paradise, you should always think about deen first. Because why this is happening to this guy? He doesn't have deen, he didn't like raise his kids in a good way. It wasn't like deen wasn't an important thing for him, but deen is not only about akhirah, it's not only about ibadah. It's a part of deen is how you treat the other people, how you raise your kid. Deen says for a man, it's obligatory for a man, it's one of the duties for the man to find a good wife that will raise the kids. And it says for the kids that you should always respect your parents and you shouldn't like argue with them, you shouldn't fight with them. Even the ayat says وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. So you shouldn't even like show them that you're angry or upset whenever they give you an order. Not only follow, you shouldn't even show them that you're angry when they give you an order or something. You should always have to respect them. I forgot what was the question again. But yeah,
it was the dua that he.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like be a good example.
Back to that dua. وَهِبْ لَنَا أَزْوَاجِنَا زُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ. That those kids, it's like a project, like having a business, for example. You do a lot of work before you have the actual business, but based on this thing that happened before that business, like the visibility study and the research and so on, if you didn't do this, it's a chance of 50% that your business you might be lucky and your business can be good. Or if you're just depending on luck, it's a 50% chance, it's 50-50. But if you do the homework, let's say, or if you study well before starting a business, then like the chances, like it's not even 100%, but you can say like 80%, 90%, this is gonna work.
Okay.
So whatever you do before, waiting, searching, working yourself, waiting and searching for the good wife, this will minimize the risk of failure after marriage. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said we can have divorce. Why? Because again, marriage is about, it's a chance. It can work and it cannot work. But doing that thing before marriage, searching, talking to that person, taking your time, will just minimize the risk. No one can say there's going to be a zero risk, but it will just minimize the risk. So take your time, be picky again, and focus on deen.
Inshallah. All right, we're definitely gonna have a part 2 with Jembo and marriage. I feel like
other episodes.
I feel like there's a lot more we can still speak about.
Yes,
inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you again, Jembo.
Thank you.
It was very great speaking to you. You know,
100%,
learned a lot. And when I'm looking for a wife, I'm gonna definitely remember.
I should do like counseling. Ask Jembo.
That's true. You never know.
Ask Jembo. Do a live pod. Ask Jembo.
We gotta start doing lives though.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.